Yo, got another video. We got types of people after high school. Now, I don't know what kind of types of people, but we know we got them. We got a couple builds in here that I'm gonna know and see. I just can't describe them right now. But when I get to the video, 8 minutes. That's a great length of a video right there. Great length of a video. Not no 40 minutes, 50 minutes. I don't got time for that right now. Maybe later in the week. But let's get to this video, y'all. And make sure you hit the sub button because we at 118 and I'm trying to hit 120. Let's just get 2 more people to sub. You know 2 people in your life. Yeah, I'm looking at you. Get straight to it.
You did it. You graduated. You survived 4 years of awkward class presentations, school lunches that probably violated the Geneva Convention.
See? Nah, this is a nasty combo. A banana with... Is that milk? Is that yogurt? Ew.
Discord group chat did not get leaked. But now you're out. You're free. And suddenly that question hits like a truck. So what's next? Some people sprint toward college like it's the finish line. Others clock into a job.
I did that. A good old 4 years of college. 4.5. We ain't gonna talk about what the half was. We just going 4 years. 4 years of school. And we got through COVID. I'm gonna congratulate myself for that one. Cause everybody ain't survived COVID. But if you did, congratulations. If you didn't, you probably doing something else that's great in your life. Cause then school ain't for everybody. But you gotta do something.
2 days later, like, yep, this is life now. And then there's the rest of us just sitting in our rooms like, should I start a podcast or a pyramid scheme? Let's talk about it. The types of people after high school and how weird this phase of life actually is. Starting off, we have the college dreamer. These are kids that always knew they were going to college. They had a dream school, a major, a life.
See, I didn't dream of going to college. I just knew I had to go. There was no other choice. It was that or trade school, I guess. 2 years, I just had to go to school. I couldn't be chilling at the crib. And I wasn't going to be able to just go to any random job. It was pick some. If you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, that's too bad. You're still going to school. There was no choice. And then in my like 2000 era, you ain't just going to be doing nothing else, bro. You got to go do something.
And a backup plan and a backup for their backup. They got their dorm set up off Pinterest, joined a Discord server for their class before orientation, and had their roommate's name memorized before they even graduated high school. Fast forward a few weeks and it's like, yeah, I'm 14 grand in debt, I hate my major, and my roommate's been coughing since the second week of school. College is cool if you know what you're doing, but most people...
I ain't even gonna talk about it. If you know, you know.
Don't. Most people just go because they're told to by parents, teachers, guidance counselors.
Bro, I predicted it again. I didn't watch the video before, bro. But that's just common knowledge, bro. If you went to high school and you was doing decent, you had them kind of parents, you was not gonna be able to rock without going to college right after school. You're gonna be stuck in that simulation of school for a good you can go like good 4 to 6 years after high school if you go on grad school. That's like max for most people.
Counselors and the ghost of the American dream, and now you're paying 40 grand a year just to cry in a communal bathroom.
40 grand a year?
Fun times.
Heck
then there's
no.
the people who skip college and go straight into the workforce. They start working warehouse jobs, retail, construction, whatever gets the bills paid.
Amazon had my community in a chokehold. Amazon, that was literally people's startup, bro. Cause Amazon was paying people. I didn't work there, but I knew people that was working there, and they was driving them trucks. It was probably 1,000 miles they was driving. But I wasn't doing it. I can't drive that much, especially with that big Amazon truck, bro. And people be driving that joint though, just straight. Gosh. You ain't see that.
Making money, stacking checks, and eating out every night because they still live at home and only have 3 bills. At first,
I ain't gonna lie, that was good. That was good eats. Hold on. It looked like some Panda Express kind of orange chicken. Nah, never mind. It looks southern. That looks like southern food right there.
3 bills. At first, it sounds smart. You're making money right away, no student loans hanging over your head, and your weekends are free if you're lucky. You start thinking, hey, this might actually be a better path. But then the reality sets in. The hours are long, the pay isn't as life-changing as you thought. You're constantly tired physically and mentally. You go home drained, you wake up drained, and every day starts blurring together. You're surrounded by people twice your age who have been there since before you were even born, and they'll say things like, it's not great, but it's a job, or at least it's stable. They're not chasing anything. They're just
bro. You can't knock nobody for getting a job, bro. At least somebody doing something. You gotta keep going, bro. Even if you are working at Walmart, McDonald's, bro. At least you getting paid. You paying bills, and you doing something with your time. Just not chilling at the crib, doing a YouTube video like I am. I'm not chilling though. I'm doing this because I don't need to do this, but I'm doing it because I want to do this, and this is fun.
And then that's when it hits you. This isn't a launch pad. This is where people stay because they don't have time, energy, or options left to go anywhere else. It becomes routine. Wake up, commute, work, home, sleep. Do that for the rest of your life with maybe 2 weeks off per year if your boss approves the PTO. And for a lot of people, the scariest part isn't even the job itself. It's the idea that you could blink and suddenly be like 40, still there, still stuck.
Bro, you could blink. I blinked. We in 2025, bro. I can't even believe that 2010 was 15 years ago. That's nasty. 2016 is what, like, oh shoot, math was horrible right there. Freaking 9 years ago. That's crazy. 2016 was 9 years ago. Jeez. Yeah, I'm getting up there, bro.
Wondering what your life could have been if you'd done something else. Then there's that person, the one who said, I'm taking a gap year. Not because they couldn't go to college, not because they had a plan.
Yeah, you can't take, if you take that gap year, you're cooked. You're cooked, bro. I mean, some people can recover, but if you take that gap year, you are not going back to school. You can't recover off of it.
But because they needed to find themselves, to travel, to breathe, to experience the world. You ask them where they're going and they'll hit you with, I'm thinking Europe or maybe Southeast Asia. You know, go off the grid for a bit. 6 months later, they haven't gone further than the local Taco Bell. They wake up at 2 p.m., scroll TikTok for 3 hours, and then tweet something deep like, healing isn't linear. Their idea of working on themselves is watching 3-hour video essays on YouTube about movies they've never seen. They downloaded Duolingo to learn French, but stopped after bonjour.
Hey, I do Duolingo. I'm at 247 days, I think. And I'm not capping either. You're going to show my Duolingo streak right here. Come on, Duo. Look at that. Look at that. 248. You see it? I'm locked in. I still don't know a lick of nothing of Spanish.
They keep saying they're going to start a clothing
No habla inglés
brand, and they did design one hoodie in Canva that they haven't posted because they're waiting for the right vibe. And listen, there's no shame in taking a break. Sometimes that time off is necessary, especially if school has burnt you out. But the problem is this break becomes your whole life. You know, 1 month becomes 3, 3 becomes 6, and before you know it, they've built a full routine around doing absolutely nothing. Wake up late, stare at a wall, play some Valorant, hit up their local gas station for dinner, and repeat. But they'll keep saying, trust me, bro, I got plans. And when you ask what those plans are, it's always vague. Big things coming. I'm in a building phase right now. No, you're not. You're in pajamas at 4 p.m. They'll talk about launching something.
They're building their career. They are building the best business that they could possibly build. They building a pencil business, a water business,
something like they're Elon Musk, but the closest thing they've launched is a DoorDash order. They keep referencing the economy like it's the reason they haven't made a move yet. Like, I mean, with inflation the way it is right now, bro, you don't even pay for gas. What are you talking about? And look, we've all been...
Hey, inflation is, I ain't gonna lie. Inflation is crazy. You walk in Safeway, Walmart, you can sneak some stuff. You can finesse it, but don't go to Target. You go to Target, you buy some toothpaste and a toothbrush, you spend $40 somehow. And then they put plus tax. $40 on a toothbrush, toothpaste, and a bottle of water, max.
in there to some extent. You know, the weird limbo phase. You're technically free. You don't owe anyone anything. You're just kind of floating. And for a while, that can feel amazing. You're not answering to teachers. You're not stuck in a classroom. You're not dealing with exams or deadlines. But if you're not careful, that float becomes a free fall. You stop making decisions. You stop trying. And you convince yourself that you're waiting for the right moment when really you're just scared to start. Gap years are fine. Resting is fine. Vibing is fine. But if your gap year turns into a gap decade and your life plan still revolves around...
The gap year is unrecoverable. It's not possible. It's possible if you got a good mindset, but if you don't, you cooked.
The clothing brand that does not exist yet, maybe it's time to clock back in.
Hit the gym.
Next up, we have the friend who straight up disappears after high school. High school ends and this person vanishes like it's a Marvel post-credit scene. 1 minute they were at every hangout, every group chat, every chaotic late night Discord call, then poof, they're gone. They stop replying, they leave the Snap group chat.
I don't think I have... Oh no, I do got a few friends like that. Maybe like them high school group chats. You know, we all had that high school group chat. It was cool for like a few days, like let's say like a few months. And then you switch out of each other's classes or you graduate, that joint just nobody responds. Nothing gets sent in there. If an event happens, you send one event in there. And then after that, there's no response. And then for some reason, a fallout happens in the group chat, and then everybody just starts leaving, and then the group chat's cooked.
Without saying a word, they're not mad, they're not beefing, they just dipped. At first, you're like, maybe they're busy, but then weeks turn into months, birthdays go by, inside jokes get forgotten, and the next time you think of them is because Instagram reminded you with one of those weird people you may know stories, where they're standing in front of a Jeep with a quote like, only forward from here, then one day out of nowhere, you run into them, Target, gas station, Taco Bell, doesn't matter, and it's the weirdest.
And then you're like, hey, how you doing? And you have nothing to talk about. You don't even want to talk to them anymore. You catch up for like 10 seconds, like, what are you doing in life? And then, you don't care. You move on in life. We all got other stuff to do. I don't care about this catch up.
Interaction of your life. Oh my God, how have you been? Good, no. I'm just working a lot, grinding. Yeah.
Grinding?
Grinding what?
Grinding.
No one knows. You're half expecting them to tell you they're a freelance monk or something. And the thing is, they're not weird or rude or distant when you see them again. They're chill, they're polite. It's like catching up with a coworker you forgot you used to be best friends with. You part ways with some, awkward let's hang soon energy, knowing damn well it's not.
You say let's hang and you never hang out. You text them maybe one time to see, and then no. Never happens.
Never happening.
The rate of not hanging out is like 90%. 90% you're not hanging out. No question. 10% you might. No, it's like 5% you might. And 5% you make the plan. Other 5% you make the plan and it still don't go through.
And it's not a bad thing, really. It's just what happens. People drift, they move towns, they get new jobs, new circles, new priorities. But it still hits you sideways when someone who was in your life every single day just becomes a memory. You start realizing how many friendships were based on proximity, not purpose. Y'all weren't soulmates, y'all just sat next to each other in biology for 4 years. And it's weird because when it happens, you think you did something wrong. Like, did I say something? Did I forget to reply to something important? No, they're just on a different path now, and that's okay. It still stings, but it's okay. Eventually, you'll be that person to someone else too. You'll vanish from their life, pop up months later. Yo, it's been a minute, DM with no explanation. And that's just how life moves after high school,
Yo, nah, don't be awkward. You see somebody on Instagram that you ain't talking to in a minute, you say, yo, it's been a minute. No response. Just get left on the red. You either get left on the red or they say, hey, how's it going? Then their text be like one word response. Like, okay, I understand. I'm sorry I disturbed your lovely life going on.
Friendships stop being automatic. You actually have to put effort in, and if neither of you do, that bond just fades. Not out of malice or hatred, just out of life. Sorry, I'll try to keep it lighthearted, not to get too existential with you guys. Alright, next up we got the bum. There's the gap year person, and then there's their final form, the bum. Because the gap year person pretends that there's a plan. The bum, they're not even pretending anymore. They're in a deep void, no goals, no job, no plan, just vibes, vape clouds, and a mattress on the floor. Their sleep schedule doesn't exist. They
somehow paying for like the whole apartment. They might be making it off gaming. They might be Franklin Saint or Walter White. You never know. The bum could just be the sleeper build. All 99 selling everything. 99 attributes for promoting they weed business, they fentanyl business, they drug business. I don't know. Anything they could come up with, they gonna do it.
Laps at random. They've watched 18 seasons of Grey's Anatomy this month alone. Every day is just a...
Grey's Anatomy is overrated. Nah, I'm kidding. It's not overrated. It's just on like a Law and Order kind of run. Give it up. How old is Grey? How old is she? Nah, never mind. We can't even say that. Olivia Benson has been around for like almost 30. Dang, almost. Who's got better longevity? Olivia Benson, LeBron James, or Grey from Grey's Anatomy. I forgot her name. But top three, who got the best longevity? Let me know.
Blur of TikToks, microwave burritos, and nah, I'll do it tomorrow. You ask them what they're up to, and they'll go, just chilling lately, trying to figure stuff out. Bro, it's been a year. What are you trying to figure out? Shapes? They'll randomly bring up business ideas that sound like fever dreams, like, I might start a CBD candle line. I've been looking into, like, vending machines.
See, I said it, CBD. I said it somehow, some way. Somehow, some way.
Machines and passive income, you know? You look over and they're watching a
But
6
if
hour...
you make a CBD... Would you get high from the candles? Could you? That'd be crazy though. Getting high from a candle, that's insane. But probably not. It would just be a contact, because I guess the smoke. I don't know.
Our YouTube documentary on crypto by a guy named Finance Daddy. They haven't applied to a single job, not because they're unqualified, but because they haven't updated their resume since 10th grade when they worked at Chuck E. Cheese for 2 weeks. And here's the thing, it didn't start this way. Most of the time, the bum used to be the gap year person. They took a break to chill and they just never got back up.
Boom.
It's like when your computer goes into sleep mode but never wakes back up. That's them. It's being stuck in like a permanent loading screen. And that's kind of the post-high school lineup. There's definitely some people I haven't covered, so 10,000 likes for a part 2.
Okay.
Whether you're in college pretending to take notes on a Zoom class or working 10 hours...
I took my notes in that Zoom class. Maybe the screen was off. Maybe I was on the game in the background. But them notes got done somehow. They got record. We got instant replay. You can review the film. You can go over it.
If debating if a Costco membership counts as an investment, you're not alone. None of us know what we're doing, and the ones that do, they're probably faking it better than the rest of us. Everyone moves at their own pace. Some people jump ahead and crash. Some fall behind and catch up later. Some disappear and come back with a beard and
everybody moves at their own pace. I'm gonna get back into that after this.
Business. But no matter where you're at, just don't get stuck. Don't let temporary become forever. Don't let comfort become your cage. And definitely don't convince yourself that burnout means you're just mature. That's not maturity. That's just poor hygiene and caffeine addiction. So take your time, take a nap, take a risk. But whatever you do, don't take advice from that one guy selling a $97 course on how to escape the Matrix. Okay, goodbye.
Hey, if you got a $97 course to escape the Matrix, I'm buying that. No question. We gotta get out of the Matrix. But we're going to get out this video. WVid, I'm already subbed. We're going to be expecting part 2 in ever how many days. I already liked. And let's read the comments. No wonder it's an awkward fit of life. You go from practically every minute of your life being strictly. And then overnight, you just expect it completely. And they don't teach it in school. You don't know what's going on in school at all. You're just going through life. Learn the Pythagorean. We talked about this in the last video. Pythagorean theorem. PEMDAS, and Christopher Columbus sealing the earth and discovering America. He ain't discovered nothing. They lied to us our whole lives. Now I gotta pay bills, pay taxes. Just, you know what? Let me get out of this video. I'm gonna get even more mad. Keep talking about it. We're gonna be back for the next one, and then the next one, because we gotta be consistent. Like he said, stay consistent.